What's up, everybody? My name is Kason. Welcome back to the WDL, and this is the Season 2 Grand Finals. We are finally going to find out who is going to be the Grand Champion of Season 2 of our league. I am incredibly excited for this. I hope you guys are too. We have two of the best players in our league, two of the best teams in our league, facing off today in a best of 5. I think it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Before we jump into the matchup preview, just wanted to give a huge shout out to our YouTube members. A couple of them, familiar faces, are going to be competing today in the championship. We've got Turambar, Numero 80, Ram9, Surf Taco, Sand Rooster, McCrane, Some Smarty, Chisei, and Machen X. Thank you guys so much for becoming members and donating some of your hard-earned money to try and support the channel. It really does mean the world to me. That being said, let's jump into the matchup preview and take a look at these teams to see how they match up. Okay, guys, the hypest of hype. This is Season 2 Playoffs Grand Finals. We're finally going to find out who the champion of this season is. Honestly, Ram9 has been a beast all season. His team in the regular season was very good. Earned himself that Heinler 2 seed, only behind McCrane, and Turambar was actually the Heinler 3 seed right on his heels. These two teams had a very good series in the final week of the regular season. Obviously have two very different teams from that point, but honestly, I expect this series to be competitive as well. But Ram9 on the left side, Guild Howl, coach of the Rock Boys, versus Turambar on the right, Guild Get Swifty, coach of the Fire Ferrets. I already talked about the history of these two players going against each other in Week 9. Some more history on the right side of this bracket. Turambar, the Fire Ferrets, was the runner-up of Season 1. He lost only in a 5-game series in the playoffs last season. He only had one regular season loss. So he is an impressive player. I mean, he dominated Season 1 for the vast majority of it. He is back again to try and see if he can claim his championship this time. But Ram9 is on the other side to try and deny him that and get that ring for himself. Looking at the units on the left side here, Ram9 has a 3-0 record with his Renan, 3-0 record with the Fryevia, 3-0 with Victoria, and 5-0 with Kilfei. Some units that he has gotten tremendous success out of in these first 2 weeks against Sand Rooster and Kapwa. On Turambar on the other side, he's had 2 5-game series already. So if this game series goes to 5, I think I'd probably give the edge to Turambar because he seems to be able to clutch it up this season when it reaches a 5th game. Halloween Lucia and Joker getting a lot of usage so far with that Murmur, with that 90-90-40 composition. And he had a couple of really awesome moments in the first 2 weeks, especially Game 4 last week against McCrane, busting out a 200 total cost team of Snow, Adelard, and I believe it was McLeod. Snow, Adelard, McLeod, which was pretty insane. He clutched it up in Game 4, managed to win that Game 5. I expect a lot of really cool stuff here. The only thing I will say jumping into this series, one advantage I think that I give to Ram9 and the Rock Boys. Halloween Lucia has been one of the most impressive, if not the most impressive unit on Turambar's side, the Fire Ferrets. She is notoriously good against physical and notoriously bad against magic. And if we look on Ram9's side, with the Kilfei, with Fryevia, with Renan, it's a little scary for her. And I do wonder if Turambar is going to be able to have that freedom to run Halloween Lucia in most fights. He might have to come up with some other creative way to try and stop that. But let's jump into this series and find out actually what happens. This is the Grand Finals, Game 1. Let's get into it. All right, guys, game number 1, and I'm going to be real with you. In this playoffs, I have not been watching the games in advance, but a lot of times I know how many games the series goes to because it just depends on how many videos that the player uploads. I asked Ram9 and Turambar before this series that no matter what, please upload 5 videos because even if the series is like 3 games or 4 games or whatever, I want to be tricked. So I genuinely do not know what is going to happen in this series. I am hoping for 5 games. There are 5 videos in the folder, but that doesn't mean anything, so I'm hoping that it is, but we'll have to see what's going on here. So first of all, Finals 1, this video here, Turambar on the left side is hovering that Snow with 2300 attack, 3000 magic, so not going dark right out of the gate. This might be something that I mentioned in the preview screen, might not be feeling like he can just bring out Halloween Lucia, willy-nilly against some of these units that Ram9 has, especially considering the fact that Fryevia is an insanely good magic tank and could potentially shut down that Halloween Lucia. But we'll have to see what we got here. Is this a triple UR squad from Ram9? He's done this a ton of times throughout the season. Or is it something like a Renan plus a low-cost unit? What are the teams coming out from these two units in game one? What did they decide to go with? So this is Snow, Luell, Adelard. This is the 140 Adelard, and it looks like a couple of 140 units on the other side as well with the Renan, Ramada, and Freyevia. So this is a team that we have not seen come out from Ram 9 in the playoffs yet, as Snow is going to buff. I believe he did his courage to walk forward. Looks like Renan is going to start channeling his own barrier buff. Earth and Invocation comes out from Luell, so that's unit attack resist. It's Earth attack up. The Earth attack obviously only really mattering for her, but unit attack resist is going to be nice. And one really nice tech and smart tech coming out from Turnbar here, it looks like Luell has Devitalizing Glint, which breaks magic barriers. That could be a very good technique against both Freyevia and Renan, as we see both of their barriers coming out at this moment here. Fast cast comes out from Adelard, so haste, unit attack resist up. Also gives some casting time down, but obviously that shit doesn't matter on Snow. 2460 damage coming out from the Ramada is not a ton, but it removes the haste. So a nice, very nice tech from Ram 9 on the other side here, as the heal back is online for Snow. So he has 9,000 health, but it's more like 15,000 or 16,000 unless you drop that healing power. Ram 9's Renan going to put haste on himself as well with the TMR, and speaking of which, Luell is going to follow suit and do the exact same thing on the other side here. Adelard, will he go for another haste? It looks like he is going to, so even with that dispel, looks like Snow is probably going to catch another haste after Ramada goes, as Blizziga Blade does just a little bit of chip to the Snow, removes her own debuffs, but I don't think she had any. Ramada is going to go right past though and get the AoE. Earth and Glory lands 3,000 damage, and that is massive for Ram 9. If you guys did not know how this works, I learned it the hard way. The slow status effect nullifies haste. It basically just overwrites it. So now you're no longer hasted, and now you are slowed. So a good chunk of damage coming out from Renan, but Sovereign Fist, the limit break comes out from Snow. He is about to drop the hammer on some people. Big old punch onto the ground, lands the stun on Freyevia. I think for Turnbar, he probably would have preferred to see that on Renan, but still, Law of Geo Absorption does a ton of damage, heals Luell to full here. And Adelard, what can you do? Can you follow this up? Sealing Thrust, only 171 damage. Oh my god, this is what I'm talking about. This is why Freyevia is such a good magic tank. He has the elemental advantage. He basically did nothing, but Snow is kind of popping off in this fight. Ravage did about 4,000 to Freyevia. She is still stunned for when she goes next. Sky-splitting Thunderstrike coming out from Renando removes the courage, and now the carry up to this point of the team for Turnbar, Snow is going to drop. I shouldn't necessarily say that because Luell did a lot of work too. But she is slowed, and it is showing in the turn order. What can Renan do here? He's going to go for the limit break. Fulgurous Thunder Blast. Oh, man. How much is this going to do? Very, very cool animation. But what is the result? 7k just about onto the Adelard. Magic counter is going to come out from Luell. Both crucially hang on, though. Neither one of them dies. Resistance break takes down the Freyevia. Oh my gosh, she is going to drop. Who is next in the turn order? It is still Renan. That slow is absolutely crippling. He goes again, and Ram 9 ends up picking the game 1 win up. Holy shit. I honestly thought that was going to be Turnbar's win, but Luell just, that slow. The fact that slow was on Turnbar's side, was on the Luell on Turnbar's side, and the haste was on like Renan and a couple of units on Ram 9's side, just turn that turn order on its head. I think Renan legitimately went 3 times in a row before Luell got to go and take her turn. Wow, that slow was the difference. I really do think that was the difference in the entire game. Props to Ram 9, huge game 1 win for him. And now what does Turnbar do as a result or a change here? I think for the most part, the team comp actually did work if that slow doesn't land. Is there a way that he can mitigate that status effect, or does he go just completely different with some different units? Let's jump into game 2 and find out. All right, guys, game number 2, and Earth and Glory was the decider in game 1. Didn't think of those words would come out of my mouth today, but game 2 here looks like a very similar setup from Turnbar. So honestly, might not be a bad idea. Like I said, I think the team did a pretty nice job at what Turnbar wanted to do last time, but does he have a way to mitigate the slow here? It looks like this might be a switch up coming up from Ram 9, though. This is not nearly as high of a magic stat, which tells me that Renan is probably not there in the back. Is it Ramada Victoria or something like that? There's double physical in the back. Let's find out what Ram 9 has paired this with, as I expect this is probably the same team from Turnbar. So what is the change up here? What does Ram 9 go with? He likes to change his teams quite a bit when he can. He goes with the Velric and the Ramada. Velric, a very strong unit, only 80 cost in our format. Season 3 he's only going to be 70, so if he pops off here, he might be worth a look in the next season. We'll have to see what's going on here. Revitalize comes out on turn 1 as he is sitting with a healthy 11,500 health stat. He is level 140, so I think he probably gains some nice stats just going to 140, even without reincarnations. A track barrier comes out from Fryevia with hate up and that magic shield as she sits with 15,000 health. My goodness. Starry Veil coming out from the Adelard. All right, so the Starry Veil tech is very interesting. Did that nullify slow? I actually missed that. I'm not sure if that did or not. I'm thinking maybe that was why Turnbar used that. Ravage comes out for 4,900 damage onto the Ramada, a decent chunk, but I don't think Snow actually used both of his buffs, which is not probably what he wants here. Maiming Slash also going to drop healing power. This looks like a very good response from Ram 9. That heal back from Snow, if he has it online, which I don't even think he does. I think he only used his Courage. Would have basically done nothing, as this healing power comp from Ram 9 is looking very, very smart. What has Fryevia got here? And can Turnbar get through this? Snow is going to drop soon, and he was the main reason they were able to chew through Fryevia. Adelard is doing absolutely nothing at this moment. And honestly, Ram 9's comp rushing forward so fast, Obliterate, Annihilation going to proc Courage on Snow. Oh boy. I don't know, man. This might be very, very one-sided here. Ravage is going to take out the Ramada, but how are you going to kill the Fryevia here? I think it's going to be really, really tricky. Velric has bells online, gonna go for Stun Blade, taking out the tank, but unfortunately for Turnbar against Fryevia, he's kind of the main damage dealer. Luelle does have Barrier Break. She needs to go for a Devitalizing Glint here. She just goes for Law of Geoabsorption. A good chunk onto the Velric. I will say, if she can kill Velric in the backline and just kind of ignore the Fryevia, you might be okay. Actually, Fryevia getting pretty low here from this chain, so maybe they're just fine. She goes for the full life, though. One of the only tanks in the game who has this kind of AI, where she will literally go for support instead of damage, as Demon Purger destroys Luelle in one hit. And yes, this game is going to be over in Ram 9's fashion, and he is going to be up 2-0 very, very quickly here, unless Adelard has some magic reflex shenanigans here. Silence Blade comes out and misses. What has he got here? Resistance Break. Honestly, very impressive damage. With that barrier gone from Ram 9's Fryevia, Adelard's actually doing a huge chunk here. Shattering Creation, I don't think I've ever seen this limit break in actual PvP. I remember it coming out when he was a new unit, memeing that he's an ice unit with a fire limit break, but he doesn't give a shit. He said it doesn't matter. It's a cool limit break and it's a lot of damage. Ram 9 is out to a 2-0 lead in this finals. Game 1 was insanely close, with Earth and Glory slow being the difference in game number 1. Game 2, though, honestly, was just massive. The movement and the positioning and stuff like that. Also with the healing power down, Snow was just never going to succeed in this map, or like this game, because of the comp that Ram 9 brought. So honestly, probably a really smart adjustment by him. Even though Renan popped off in game 1, it looks like Velric was a very smart answer here. So Turnbar at this point, like, what do you turn to? I actually thought this was a smart move by him, sticking with the comp for game 2, but I think you have to switch at this moment. Does he go with his loyal Dark Squad, or does he go with something else? Let's jump into game 3 and see what he decided. All right, guys, game number 3. Turnbar last season was the runner-up. He got second place. In order to try and win the championship this season, he's going to have to reverse sweep Ram 9, a newcomer to this season. And honestly, he's been dominating a lot of games all season. His playoff draft has looked exceptionally strong. Can he seal it up in game 3, or can Turnbar bring this to a game 4 and a potential game 5 to try and pull off the reverse sweep to win this? Let's jump in and find out. We've got Murmur hovering in slot 1. I have to anticipate this is double dark with Murmur. I'm assuming Turnbar says, hey, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down swinging with my Dark Squad. He is a Dark main. I know that about him, and he probably wants to run that if he's got the chance. It is Joker and Halloween Lucia, and Ram 9 squad. He goes with his third different team of the day. It is triple UR, Fryevia, Kilfe, Victora. Man, oh man, this team looks scary as heck on the other side, but can this Dark Squad deal with it? He's going to go with the typical buff rotation that he normally goes here, with Joker's Protect buff, along with the AoE resist and physical health shield on Halloween Lucia. Murmur, I imagine, is probably going to go for a fast cast, as Victoria's going to buff and walk forward. Kilfe, Magic Barrier, so she opts for that instead of her other barrier. She basically has two options. You can either go a stronger barrier for just magic, which is very similar to this is what Fryavi is doing, or she has another option that basically catches physical damage. So she goes for the fast cast. She's going to use it on herself, get some immune attack resist up, and get herself speedy. By leading Murmur slot 1, Turambar has decided to make herself haste first, which is probably smart because the faster her turn comes up, the faster she can haste other people. Reray's going to come out from Halloween Lucia, so she's got the Zombie Mask TMR on. She's going to have to die twice. Victoria's going to jump up into the air as the Killfay with 8800 health is going to go Staff of Augmentation, Magic Attack up, HP Absorb, a bunch of really nice effects. This buff is honestly super slept on. It is very strong, and for 70 cost, Killfay has shown up huge in this season. Spellveil Blade giving herself some buffs. Shattering Dive does not break the barrier on Halloween Lucia, though. We've seen her be so tanky versus physical before, but with dual magic threats on Ram 9's side, you have to wonder how much longer she can hang on. Riot Gun's going to come out. The hasted up Joker goes for the limit break, summons Arsene. How much damage is he going to do? 4269 onto the Fryevia. Not bad. Unfortunately for him, though, the regen with the healing power counter is procced for Ram 9's Fryevia. Only 22 AP sitting on for Victoria. She goes Paralyzing Edge. The paralysis lands. Oh no. Halloween Lucia is going to be paralyzed, and is this going to be the difference? Is this going to be the Ram 9 sweep with a paralyzed Halloween Lucia? You hate to see the paralyzed status effect be the difference here, but oh man, one-shot kill is going to come out. Joker says, not so fast. I'm going to try and hard carry. 5,700 damage. Going to drop the defense onto the tank here. But she is so bulky, and she has regen. Spellveil Blade doing a chunk. One thing I will say is if Halloween Lucia, oh my god, she actually does not get paralyzed this turn. Sudden End comes out, but not a ton of damage. I was going to say, if she dies, I believe the paralysis goes away. Murmur coming in with a crucial TMR, though. That is Mashri's TMR, Knight's Blessing, 3-hit physical and magical barrier with a ton of health. That is a crucial turn for Murmur. That might have given this an opportunity to win, and wow, Swift Strike from Joker does a shitload to both Fryevia and to Killfay. And now all of a sudden, this looks like it might be in Turambar's favor. Stave Collector comes out. This is a limit break from Killfay. How much damage is it going to do? This is something she can do multiple times in a fight. 4151. That 40 cost Murmur is so damn bulky to magic. Even with the magic attack resist down, not a ton, as Victoria's out of AP, so she just goes with a little poke onto Joker, just a little chip, and Murmur just looking so bulky. The paralysis does not go again. I actually do not know the percentage chance of being paralyzed when you have that status effect, but it's now gone. Maiming Slash goes down. Killfay's going to die. Fryevia is low with healing power down, and this looks like it's Turambar's fight to lose. I thought this was over in Ram 9's favor, and that TMR from Murmur and the big old damage from Joker looks like it might turn this. Turambar says, hey, I refuse to die here, man. Arcane Shot comes out, finishes off the Fryevia. He says, not so fast. You are not about to get a clean sweep on me. Victoria does have an AoE, though. Oh my god, she has 27 AP, and they just stacked up like in a 3-man comp. Is this an AoE, or is she just going... No, she just goes for Murmur. She just goes for Jump. Says, hey, you've been really annoying this fight. I'm going to take you out. But Aigaon comes out from Joker. That is going to hit her 5898, and you have to imagine Halloween Lucia can probably finish off this kill here. She's got 34 AP. She is going for the Esper Summon Bahamut. Normally when they go for this, that means it is all she wrote, and it's a wrap. That is probably enough damage to take out Victoria here. The big old dragon leaves the atmosphere, going to storm back down and take her out. How much damage is it going to do? About 5,200 after the chain here. And that is a game 3 victory for Turambar. So he says not so fast here. Ram 9 out to an early 2-0 lead, but Turambar wins game 3. Now I will say, winning a reverse sweep is really hard to imagine, but it's one game at a time. He won game 3, and I will say he was down 2-1 last week against McCrane and managed to pull it off. If Turambar wins this game, oh my gosh, it's going to be absolutely insane. So what are the adjustments from these two teams? Turambar, like, is he willing to go away from the Dark Squad here? Or does he just run it until it doesn't work? I'm very curious to see what happens here. Ram 9, does he go with a different squad? He's brought a different team every single time that he has played up to this point. What is the team for game 4? Well, let's jump into it and find out. All right, guys, game number 4 of our final series of the season here. We've got Turnbar on the left side. It looks like he's probably rocking that exact same dark team as last game. The attack and magic stat very, very similar, with the Murmur in slot 1 tells me it is probably the same thing, unless he's trying to like hard trick Ram 9 here. Ram 9 going with a massive magic stat though could be a very good call if it is the Halloween Lucia, as she is much weaker to magic than physical. The Shell in slot 1, this tells me it's probably Renan Kilfei. This is what we saw last week against Coppola. Does he bring out the exact same thing? Yes, he does here. So it is Shell, Renan, Kilfei. I believe we saw this against Coppola at least once, maybe twice. But We Have to Survive comes out from Joker, and that's what Turnbar is saying right now. We have to survive until game 5. That is his thought process at the moment. But what's going to happen? Magic Barrier goes 3-hit Magic Shield for Kilfei here. Shell, I imagine, is going to go Haste. I can't imagine you just go straight into the Quicken. A Spell of Fortification comes out. The Area Attack Resist and Defense up. Honestly, the AoE Resist is going to be the only thing that really matters here. And my big question is, can Halloween Lucia somehow stay out of the danger, as she is much squishier to magic than physical, as the 3-hit shield goes out on from Renan. Fast cast is probably going to be channeled from Murmur. She was the slot 1 unit here, so this should be on herself. No, it is not. Interesting. Does she have... I want to watch Joker's movement here. He goes for Revitalize, pops bells. He's got 3 movements. I don't know if Joker is able to reach 4 movement, if he's got a bow tie on him right now, or if that Murmur has some sort of passive that she is basically able to like not have herself, like the Nullify CT. I don't know if she has that or not, but Re-Raise comes out from Renan. He's going to walk forward here as Sorceress's Liberation comes out, and she is going to basically use the Dark Fina TMR to try and get her cast time down, as well as some more magic attack resist penetration. That's probably actually a very good move here, as the entire team from Ram 9 is hasted up. That is very scary if you are Turambar at the moment. This is the limit break going to come out from Joker. Riot Gun's going to pop off. How much damage is this going to do? You need to do a pretty sizable chunk here, I think, if you're Turambar. How much damage? 3,400 on a kill phase, respectable, but Vital Spark is going to come out from Renan. That is going to heal him all the way up to full, basically as if it did no damage whatsoever. The Fulgurous Thunder Blast is going to come out, so he is going to do a limit break of his own onto the other side. These animations are so damn sick, man. 4,700 damage onto the Halloween Lucia, a little bit of chip onto the Joker. But what can Kilfei follow up with? Can she find a kill on Halloween Lucia? Energy Blaster comes out, 3,700. That is not enough to take the kill. Honestly, if she dies there, I think it is GG's. Fast Cast comes out here, and Shell, does she go for a Quicken? I think she's just going to haste herself. Sudden End finds the entire team. Not a ton of damage because of those magic barriers, and Vital Spark heals Renan again. He is able to hang on here. He is full health. He should be about 3,000 lower, but those counters just coming in massively for him. A Gaion comes out. Joker, you need to do a ton here, or this is likely just over. He did exactly that. 6,200 damage is a ton here. Renan, what is he going to follow up with? He goes Ball Lightning Plus. This is that double unit attack resist attack. He's going to drop the Halloween Lucia, and Ram 9 can literally taste the championship right now. This is so ridiculously close to being over. Earth Staff comes out, takes out the Joker, and Ram 9 has 3 alive units at this moment versus a 40 cost Murmur. There is just no way Murmur's going to be able to pull this off. She is a beast, and she is bulky to magic attacks, but I don't think she has the damage for this, even though there's no healing on Ram 9's side. Imperial Eroder is going to come out from the Shell, going to drop the elemental attack resist. Staff of Augmentation comes out for HP absorb, magic attack. We've seen it before. I don't have to say all the buffs again. Renan, is he going to channel his barrier again, or is this an attack? Murmur's going to go defense destroyer, actually misses one of the attacks, so it looks like she does not have accuracy and luck runes or something. I'm not entirely sure, but regardless, Shell, I imagine it's just going to go for another Imperil like she did last time. Magic Reflex comes out from Murmur, though. Turnbar says, hey, man, I refuse to die. I might not win this, but I'm going to try and drag it out as much as I possibly can. Another Magic Reflex comes out. Oh, my goodness. And Stave Collector, the Limit Break, is going to completely whiff. I mean, Murmur's got to do so much damage to make this possible, though. You'd have to Magic Reflex so many times in a row. Sky Splitting Thunderstrike is going to come out. Renan says, hey, I'm going to take care of this. And would you believe it, in 3-1 fashion in Game 4, Ram 9 and the Rock Boys is your official Season 2 WDL Grand Champion. congratulations, Ram9. Congratulations, the Rock Boys. Dude, he has been absolutely crushing it all season. He had an excellent regular season draft. I think he had an even better playoff draft. Honestly, it was just so impressive all season. And to that, I say hats off to Turambar, because making the finals 2 years in a row, I know he is probably really bummed right now that he didn't win, but that is a hell of an accomplishment to make the finals twice in a row. I consider myself a good player in this league. I have not even made the playoffs in 2 seasons, so the fact that you've made the finals twice in a row, that is nothing to be ashamed of, man. Hats off to you. Proud of you. Good job. This was an amazing season, both of you guys, and let's take a look at the bracket and just kind of reflect on some of the thoughts over the season. All right, guys, there you have it. The Rock Boys are the grand champions of the Season 2 WDL. The Heinler 2 seed takes it over the Heinler 3 seed. One thing we can say, very, very impressive showings from the Heinler division. The Heinler division in Season 3 looking hella strong. It was very, very strong in Season 2 as well. Ram9 just utilizing so many strong triple UR combos, finding some really good units that synergize well with their barriers, with the Job VC synergy, using time mages to really, really great success. I mean, super well deserving of this championship, of this trophy, and all this kind of stuff. I wish I had an actual physical trophy to send to Ram9, but I don't. But if you guys are part of the Discord, I'm actually creating a channel called the WDL Hall of Fame, and I'm going to basically just create some graphics displaying some different things from championships to MVPs for specific units throughout the seasons, different things like that. And I'm going to display it in that channel just to kind of commemorate people over the different seasons and all that kind of stuff. So this season was super, super awesome. Thank you to all of the players who participated. It's honestly just kind of surreal to me that we have 20 people who competed in this season. Starting with, this small thing that I just kind of came up with one day. We had 10 people for Season 1. And I can't believe it, but we're going to have 40 for Season 3, which is just absolutely ludicrous to me. It's so ridiculously cool. All the people that are joining, so many new faces, multiple new content creators. If you guys are unaware, JB79 and Ready Player Will are actually joining Season 3 of the WDL, which is super, super hype. So the competition level is going to go up. So it's already been really, really good, but I think it's got nowhere to go but up. It's only going to be 1 week until we actually start our Season 3 draft, which I think is really, really exciting. If you guys didn't know that already, the draft is starting in 1 week, which means probably about 2 weeks until I have another video for you guys, probably talking about the draft and stuff like that. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that, but at this moment, I'm going to offer up right now Ram9 and Turambar. Congratulations on making the finals here. If I decide to do, some sort of group thing, I would love to have both of you guys on there and just kind of talk with me about draft picks and stuff like that. I did that with Surf Taco and Turambar last season because they were the 2 finalists in the championship. Would love to offer that up to Ram9 and Turambar this time. So if you guys want to do that with me, that'd be really awesome. I'm looking forward to Season 3. Season 2 was just so ridiculously cool. I just want to give a huge thank you to everybody who participated, and especially everybody who watches this. If you guys are not participating in the league and you watch this faithfully, just know that it means the world to me, and I think it's really, really cool. And I hope that we can keep the entertainment coming, and I hope it gets even better in the next season. So without further ado, guys, that is all I have for you for this season. This is the wrap up. This is the new grand champion for Season 2, Ram9 and the Rock Boys, so congratulations to him. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.